My notes out here. Boom. All right, guys. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures morning show. I'm your host, Shay Cannon. I'm an award-winning fractional chief operating officer to an exclusive clientele of 7 and 6-figure CEOs. However, I have a mission, and that mission includes you, entrepreneurs and small business owners who are spinning their wheels and struggling to make their first 6 figures in business. I want to show you how to make the money and create time freedom. Let's make the money and create time freedom. My freedom looks like living and working my business from anywhere in the world. The short version is I am currently in Mexico. Okay. Now, this morning show is based upon a blog, and we have already revealed in our Blog Talk broadcast what the topic is for the week and what the topic is of the day. Now, the topic of the week, well, first, let me tell you what the blog post is, since it all starts with the blog. You can go to shaycannon.com/sales. That's SALES. Okay. shaycannon.com/sales. That's where the blog is. You can follow along all week long. Now, the subject matter of the week is the psychology of sales. Okay. The psychology of sales, the what and the how to use it. What is it? How do we use it? Okay. Now, the psychology of sales refers to the understanding and application of psychological principles and tactics that are proven to influence potential clients to complete a purchase. Okay. Now, it includes using the knowledge of human behavior, emotions, and triggers to create a high possibility of conversion into a sales transaction. Right. Now, psychology of sales is very different than con artistry. Okay. Con artistry is very different. Now, con artistry seeks to deceive you. It seeks to have an intention to be unethical, and it seeks to be exploitive, right? So we don't want to exploit anybody. We don't want to deceive anybody. And we're not trying to have an intent to be unethical. What the psychology of sales does is it helps us to get people off of the fence, right? When you have an offer, you want a yes or a no. Right? If someone gives you a no, we respect the no. This is why this is different than con artistry, right? If they give us a yes, then, we take the steps to begin to serve them. However, if they are on the fence, it is our goal and our charge to get them off of the fence, right? Until we get either a yes or a no. Psychology of sales can help you with that, okay? So again, psychology of sales is to help them get off the fence. If they tell you no, what we don't do around here is convince, okay? We are not used car salesmen trying to sell you a hoopty. We're also not trying to sell ice to Eskimos. That's when you get into the con artistry, okay? The psychology of sales simply helps them to make a decision when they have not made a decision. We want a yes or a no, all right? Now, today's psychology of sales, what I have done is, instead of giving you one type of psychology of sale per day and telling you how to use them, what I thought about is we really want to pack a big punch. So what I've done is each day this week, we are combining different psychology of sales strategies together to use together to most likely get the sale. Okay. So today we talked about framing and context. That is one psychology of sales strategy. And we're going to add that to comparison and contrast. That's another psychology of sales strategy. And finally, we're going to add in social proof. That's another sales psychology strategy. Excuse me. And so we're going to add them all together in one marketing message to push people over the edge to make a decision. Again, we respect no's. We love a yes, but our job is to get you off the fence. Now, what is framing and context? Well, that's when you present your offer in a context that highlights the benefits and the value, right? You're just going to focus on what solves the problem, okay? The second one is, excuse me, let me get some water because this frog in my throat is not cute. Thank you. Okay, the second one is comparison and contrast. And all you have to do to compare and contrast is present your offer in comparison to the alternatives. Present your offer in comparison to the competition, right? Emphasize what's unique about your offer that other people are not offering, okay? And then what we're going to add in is what we call social proof. And that is, we're going to add in highlighting testimonials, case studies, and reviews from people who were happy with our offer. Okay. This is going to have, when people share their positive experience with us, that makes other people more apt to buy from us because they know someone else has bought it and they had a good experience. Okay. So, ladies, what do you think about framing in context, comparison and contrast, and social proof, and adding them all together? How are you going to use this? Have you used any one on their own? And how are you going to use this all together? Okay. And I'm going to start with Heather. Heather, how are you going to use this all together? And have you used any one of these strategies in and of itself?
I'm actually using all three of them right now on a sales page I just created. So not like in a conversation with anybody, but
no, it's supposed to be used in all kind of ways.
Right.
So
yeah. I just want
right track.
Yeah. So it's on my website. It's a sales page for a new offer that you and I have talked about, but I just like officially launched it today. So I used all three of them because, on the sales page, you gotta. So I did.
Yeah. I think it's kind of unfair, right? Because you are a writer. This is what you do. So I think it's kind of unfair. So how about you, to make it even? How about you give us some other places we can use it besides the sales page and besides in sales conversations?
Always use it when you're posting on social media. If you have a new offer, even if it's not a new offer, but if you have a service and you can compare it to maybe something they've done before that hasn't worked, but what you're doing will work, right? That's your compare and contrast. You're framing whatever you're offering should always be the answer to a problem. So that's the first one, right? Framing. I have to have my glasses on for certain things, but not other things on the computer. Yeah, so you have to make sure that you're solving the problem. So whatever you're offering solves the problem. Then you can compare and contrast either what you offer compared to other people, but most often I think it makes more sense to compare what you offer to how they may have tried something in the past that doesn't work. Like you've done A and it didn't work. Then you did B and it didn't work. Don't go through the whole alphabet. You can, work with me and it'll take care of your issue. And then your social proof, you should always have people talking about you in a positive light, even if maybe you don't have anybody talking about exactly what it is you're offering right in this moment, or in this article that you wrote for LinkedIn, or a social post that you put up on Facebook. It literally doesn't matter. As long as you have somebody talking about you in a positive light who has worked with you is what matters.
Thank you for the value add, Heather. Love it, love it, love you. I tell y'all all the time, I'm not the only genius in the room. My genius is not in question, but I'm definitely not the only genius in the room. Cheryl, how are you going to, have you ever used any one of them? And how are you going to use all three of them? I would like to hear, give me an example of how you're going to use it with a specific offer. So we're talking about framing in context, comparison and contrast, and social proof.
I used all three of them to, I was going to say stock my class, to fill my two classes that I've done on Clubhouse. One of the interesting things, though, is that the social proof can be, I think I may have mentioned it before, but when I was on a webinar and they started talking about the history of writing romance and the romance industry and the evolution, and someone brought my name up concerning a battle with Romance Writers of America that I took on so that we would have the founder put back at the top of the page because they wanted to rewrite history and take the black out of the founder. And, just things like that. People who didn't know me per se, but they kept seeing my name in the dedication of a new line of books, the African American romances. And I remember my sister-in-law saying, we keep seeing this Cheryl in the dedication of these books, but that's not our Cheryl, is it? And I said, well, yeah, it is. So you see what I'm saying? So it can be used in just in ways and places that we wouldn't expect. and people can be talking about you in a positive way. When you catch this, capture it. You see what I'm saying? That webinar is evergreen, and people, they paid for it, so they have, consistent access. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like free advertising.
Love it. Love it.
Even the way you post can hit in the right way, especially if you're using language that talks to your target audience. So because certain language, for instance, if I was writing kids books, there's a certain language that I
Mm-hmm.
need to use, and that language is going to get me through or past the gatekeepers, which are the parents, in order to get to the kids. And I love the way that J.K. Rowling and Scholastic did it. They wrote the big honkin' Harry Potter books for adults, but the story was for kids. So the adults were telling the kids the story or reading bits. Once they saw that the sales were there, then they went ahead and wrote the 60-page middle grade books that went viral. So anyway, I hope that answers your question, because I'm going to
Of
release
course, more
my.
than answered. Thank you for the value add. I love it. I love it. I love it. Glow, framing and context, comparison and contrast, and social proof. Which one are you already using, and how are you going to use a combination of them? And maybe you can't come off the mic now. I think you might have to go, but put it in the con.
It took
Okay.
me. I'm sorry.
Oh, you bet.
I think I'm using no, social proof.
Yes.
Um, and what was it? You said context.
Um, yeah, framing and context, right? Which is you're presenting the value and the benefits in comparison to the pain point, and compare and contrast, which is where you're showing how you're different than the competition.
Ooh, I think I'm doing like a the social and the comparing and the contrast, because
Okay.
I don't do my podcast conversations with Glow podcast / radio show the same as everybody else
Yes.
would do theirs. Everybody has what you call that, a regimen as to when they drop or whatever. I have gotten into that because, again, with me being on a radio show, but with my regular podcast, like I just drop randomly and still like get downloads. I don't necessarily try to compare, but I do look for like ideas and stuff in order for me to, you know what I'm saying, to see what I can do better for myself. And the social proof is with me having a guest on and with them saying how, they done had a good time in regards with the conversation and such.
Exactly. So what that means is when you're trying to persuade people to be a sponsor on your show, persuade people to listen in, persuade people to be a guest, you need to start telling them how you're different than most podcasts and most radio shows. So add that in there, and that's your sprinkle of magic for the day. All right, Mr. Mitra, how are you using framing and context, comparison and contrast, and social proof already, and how are you going to use it in the future?
Good morning, everyone. I, in any given situation, have using all three. So let me give you a situation that recently happened.
Yes.
I had a parent refer another parent to me, so that's the social proof. That the referring parent student has been with me for 3 years. He's been surpassed his goals, but he comes to me now for enrichment. Okay. Because there are gaps at his charter school. So there go your comparison. So
Yes.
this mom sends 3 of her kids to a local tutoring center. That's very costly. And she's been taking them there for 2 years. So she recently shared that at this particular tutoring place, there's a wall of glass so that you can see the tutoring going on. And she said after her heart just broke when she saw what happened. So one of her sons went into his cubicle area where he's isolated, kind of given a packet to work for an hour. And in that hour, the tutor only went to him one time to check to see how he was doing.
Oh, wow.
And this sentence particular formula is kill and drill, repetition, repetition, repetition. I don't want to say the name, but if I said it, everybody would be like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
And then once given that packet, the tutor looked at it, gave him another packet to start
Wow.
working on. And for 2 years, the kids kept telling her, we don't want to go there anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so then here comes this parent. She's actually talking to another parent at the school. My parent overhears the conversation and say, oh, well, let me tell you who you need to go see. Right? So she scheduled an
Yes.
appointment. We had I gave both kids two of the kids assessments. The other one's a 4-year-old, and I didn't want to give an assessment for a 4-year-old. But then the data was presented to her of the areas of strength and the area of needs when it comes to reading and writing. So I think that's going to hit the first one. What's your first one?
The first one was framing in context. So yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So once that data was presented to her, she, of course, was just like, yeah, that's exactly the concerns that I've had, but the place they were going to never hit it. So I gave her the pathway of which how I'm going to do this so we can close these gaps in these particular areas. Okay, so
Yes.
another comparison would be the charter school that they go to isn't cultural diverse. Well, it's very odd. They don't have reading and writing classes. They tell the parents that reading and writing is infused in science and social studies, but not every year do they have science and social studies classes. And these kids
Wow.
have been going to this place, since kindergarten. And I'm like, this is where the gaps are because they don't have a dedicated reading and writing classes. So how are you working on these phonics? How are you working on sentence structures if you don't have a class for it?
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's like, oh my God. So the other point was that they don't do things that's culturally diverse. So that was another area of concern for her. So when she saw the diverse books that I have on display inside of the tutoring studio, when she walked in, she said, I'm already hiring you. I don't care what you come up with. Yeah, I'm already hiring
Yes.
you. So yeah,
Yes.
long story, but that's the situation. So I already know who my competitors are and even how much they're charging. So then I can actually up my my offer, to be still lower than what they're even paying to get the results. So
Yes.
yeah.
Or we need to eventually be higher because where they're paying higher, they are not getting the results. So yes, most definitely. Now, let me tell you what I love. I love the fact that what we highlighted is in the tutoring, all the other tutoring company did was keep giving them more and more packets, right? For the repetition. But what we know as adults is you repeating the same thing over and over again that we already don't understand does not help us understand. Okay. And that's why I'm teaching you the psychology of sales, because you repeating your offer over and over again does not make people want to buy unless you're changing it up. Okay. So they understand the values. So they understand what they're going to get. So they understand they need to make a decision and get off the fence. So thank you, Demetria. That was perfect. I appreciate it. Shawana, framing and context, comparison and contrast, social proof. All three are psychology of sales strategies. How are you already using them individually, and how will you use them in combination for one marketing message? And don't forget to unmute. You look fabulous, by the way, but unmute.
Oh, thank you. Good morning, ladies. I believe I do that now, a little bit of all of it. And then, of course, I was like, wow, because nobody ever thinks to just talk about that, right? Some of the things we just do what we do. So I'm glad you posed it because, of course, that made me say, how am I actually doing? I don't understand that. For example, with the things that I'm doing and running this month, it is positioning the conversation to then highlight certain ways, especially how we could be a solution. I know for me, because of, yes, my services could be used on a broader scale, but when I think about my primary focus being the small business owners, entrepreneurs who are trying to be the wizard behind the curtain and doing all of that, it's me then using what you're saying with the framing and the comparing and all of that to then show how my services can make their life easier so that they can get their time back.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. So let's go a little deeper. Okay. With the framing and the context, it basically sets the tone by presenting the premium stuff going on with your offer, right? So let me give you an example. Okay. So some of you ladies have given an example. I want to give another example. For framing and context, say this is a fitness subscription, right? So what we would say is, our premium fitness subscription isn't just a workout program. It's a holistic wellness journey tailored to your goals. Okay. So we're going to help you with unlimited access to personalized workouts, expert nutritional guides, and mindful sessions. Okay. Mindfulness sessions. We're going to transform not only your body, but also your mindset in one comprehensive package. Do y'all see what that's framing in context? I'm telling you all
Take my
about
money. I'll sign up.
You see? So I'm just saying, right? So that's an example. Go into comparison and contrast. We're basically going to highlight the unique selling points, right? And so what we say is, don't just take our word for it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. Let me go back. Comparison and contrast. Okay, we're comparing. Unlike generic fitness apps that offer standard workouts, our premium subscription stands out. Picture this. While other apps provide only pre-recorded routines, we connect with you live with trainers who adjust their workouts in real time to you. Feel the burn as you receive instant feedback, just like having a personal trainer by your side. Is that not great comparison and contrast? Right? Okay, now the social proof that I almost gave away out of turn. Social proof basically strengthens your credibility. It's telling success stories from people who have already taken you up on the offer and had success, right? I'm gonna tell you right now, social proof is so important. These days, if we go to a website to buy something and there are no reviews, we are less likely to buy. Amazon has spoiled us. We need you to have reviews, and we need you to have 5-star reviews. You know what I'm saying? Or you may or may not get our money. Okay. So social proof example. Don't just take our word for it. Meet Sarah, who joined our premium fitness subscription and saw remarkable results. She transformed from a skeptic to a believer, shedding 20 pounds in just 3 months. Sarah's success story is just one of thousands of satisfied customers who have achieved their fitness goals with us. Okay, great example, right? Now, I love putting all three together. So you see how you could put all three of those together in one marketing message, on one sales page, during one sales conversation, on one what are we going to talk about? A cart page, on one product description, all the things. We have so many different places we can use the psychology of sales. Anywhere we're talking about our service, our offer, our product, we can use the psychology of sales. So any one place can use all three. Okay. Now, are there any questions about how to use these three, the framing and context, the comparison and contrast, and the social proof, which are three separate psychology of sales strategies that we're putting together to pack a bigger punch? Any questions? Awesome. Well, you know it's Monday, so I have a question for you, and that is, what is at least one thing you're going to do this week to work on your business and not just in your business? Okay, we're going to start with Heather. What is at least one thing you're going to do this week to work on your business and not just in your business?
I am doing a full court press marketing for this new program.
Yes, do it. Promotion. I love it. All right, Cheryl, what is at least one thing you're going to do this week to work on your business and not just in your business?
Well, last week I did the new business plan, and this week I'm doing a new promotion plan.
Come through, Cheryl. Come through. Love it. Love it. Love it. Glow, if you're available to come off the mic, what is at least one thing you're going to do this week? She says she's going to work on videos. Yes, work on those videos, boo. You got plenty of them. Let's get them out. Let's get them out. Maybe you need to contact Shawana. You know Shawana, the video queen. Let her help you. All right. Demetra, what is at least one thing you're going to do this week to work on your business and not just in your business?
One is attend your 2:00 series today.
Yeah.
Another is to attend your workshop on Wednesday. But I'm going to have my daughter do the audio clips from yesterday. I had them do testimonies. I specifically wanted audio and not video. I have tons of photos from the workshop yesterday. And so, yeah, I'm going to work on content, and more content.
Yes, content, baby. Shawana, what is at least one thing you're going to do this week to work on your business and not just in your business?
Well, what she just said, it everything is content. So yeah, for me, it is content. One of the things that I know that I'm going to do specifically is because some of my things, as far as the sites, kind of cross over. So lately, I have said that I know.
Oh,
I
do they? Seriously? Oh, okay. Oh,
no. Hold on. Hear me.
I heard sites with an S. Oh, okay.
Hear me out. Hear me out, because we're working to migrate. We're working to migrate, right? The juiciness. We're working.
Give it a look, Heather.
And so what it is, I know this is so funny right now. It's in the event, right? Because I can't shut those sites down. In the event that someone do so happen to do a peekaboo, right, with all of this juiciness, I do need to make sure the home pages have fresh ad copy. That is something that has been on my mind a lot, because if people looking for you, they looking for you. And because there is other things that are live that exist for me, that has been on my mind to get, to kind of do a peekaboo and a quick go in, fresh some stuff up, especially with some of these new tools that we have at our service, at our disposal. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. Some more. It is content, but some ad copy with.
So let me tell the people. Because see, I think by now they have recognized you, the child that's always trying to negotiate out of doing the dishes, negotiate to get the higher allowance, negotiate why you deserve a popsicle. You quit looking like that, because there's another way to do that thing, right? Because what you're doing is you're splitting all of your efforts and you are segmenting the force behind what you're doing. So you could, as you know, because you know enough about websites, redirect. You could redirect.
Yes.
You could have one website. Now, even though, I don't even approve of all of that you got going on, the millions of things, you could at least put a portal on one website and redirect there.
Yes, that is yes, and yes. Here is one of the things.
Here's a negotiation, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted you to see it live.
No, I was waiting for this part.
Seriously, because we've been talking about this for many moons. And because of course the main thing had to be the main thing that had to not be forgotten about, but wait in the wing. But because, like I said, with me talking about be seen, right? People look you up. So until that one for ShawanaKennedy.com is hosting everything, where you're right, it's the one thing and you get the all there. It is in the event, and in between time, before that part is done, and I hit that button, I need to make sure the face of the others are a little tightened up. I mean, they cool, they good, they good. I just feel it in my shanana that I need to tighten them up a little bit.
Yeah. So that did not convince me at all. Maybe it convinced others. So there you go.
In her defense, I understand where she's coming from, because
I understand too. And I would understand it better if this was the first conversation we've had about it. But in the many moons, what she's actually talking about is a couple of years worth of moons. And so by now we should solve that problem. Yeah.
She went there.
Yeah.
I'm about to go right back
here's
on
the
mute.
thing. I made the main thing the main thing.
No.
because the
You got
main
side
thing-
chicks. You still got side chicks, and you trying to talk about them side chicks like
You,
they
you know I own
not trying to give them
that.com, right?
importance.
Okay, I just had to say, I'm gonna cut my mic off, but I do own that.com. Okay.
So the main thing needs to stay the main thing without having side chicks. Okay, that's why I changed main thing to single thing or only thing or one thing, because y'all think if it's a main thing, you can have some little side things running around here. Okay, and Stacy is in the comments talking about y'all are raw today. Stacy, she drove me there. You see how she kept trying to negotiate out of it, make it seem like she was making progress. See, that's she saying that for y'all because y'all don't know. So I had to go and let y'all know this has been going on for years. Shawana just don't want to let go. She is still under the misnomer, the myth that if you don't do all the things, you're leaving money on the table. Hey,
Is she
yourself with that.
entirely wrong? No. But that said, you really only need the one thing.
I'm with you. I hear y'all choir. I hear you preacher, deacon. I see we got an usher to keep putting hearts up in the thing and all of that. The whole church is here today. So
Now-
because
now
the whole
you
church
know
is
me.
here, you know. See, I decided to leave the helmet of the Lord on the shelf today. You see, I
Listen.
changed it up a little
Maybe
bit.
you need to go get it back because you wasn't doing so much negotiating. when you had it on.
Listen. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I'm just saying,
This is all
what's the name of
things-
what you got on now? Because that thing now spicy. She
That's
don't know how to
Bridget.
listen. Look,
You
That's
know,
Bridget.
see, going, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, it's working on this single thing over here, right? And making sure that the single thing show up and not only show up and show out, but that it truly shines.
Yeah.
Amen.
So y'all know y'all still don't listen to the kid that be trying to negotiate, even though they be using all the words. You be so proud of negotiation, but the answer still no.
I mean,
Y'all-
shiny buttons are
y'all-
nice, but they're just shiny buttons.
Just saying. So Demetra said this is all in love. Yes, it is. Glow is over here laughing, and I'm sure Stacy is still over there in the comments still laughing. But yes, that is one of the things that Shawana is going to have to do. She's going to have to narrow this thing down because what happens is the other opportunities will come in. But it doesn't mean that you have to take them under the same way that you usually did.
I'm not promoting them though. Let me just say that.
You're not promoting them, but you're making a place for when people ask about them from when they remember them from 2 years ago when you should have wiped them from the planet. They have a place to go. So you're still texting and talking to the side chick, whether y'all getting it in or not. And what I'm telling you is leave that side chick alone. That's what I'm telling you. Cut it out. It's gonna mess with your main relationship.
Delete her number. Her number.
Stacy says she hollering. She needed this today. I'm going to try to sign
Delete
into
and
Zoom.
block.
Look, you got
Delete
Stacy
and
about to try
block.
to sign into Zoom. You done acted up so bad, Shawana.
See, you know what? So let me just real quick, because I know, look, I know our time is running, you know. Let me just say this to Glow real quick, Glow. One of the things that I did, I was intentional this week just so I could watch the numbers. Some of the things that I was even putting on IG, I need to say that seriously when we talk about, well, all of this is serious, but because she did mention it was getting on you about your video, I need you to hear me. I intentionally pushed a bunch of things to YouTube Shorts this weekend to shake up that algorithm over there. Of course, yes, we know it has to be quality, but it literally pushed some of the stuff that's already sitting in my IG, and I sent them to YouTube Shorts. So you can, and I tried it. Let me just say this, ladies, because you know sometimes they say watch doing it or pace yourself with the time that you do it. No, I was doing 3 and 4 at one time, minutes apart, just to push some stuff out there to remove that excuse. So I did have to say that to my, to the group today to let y'all know. Yes, do that. Do it. But yeah, okay.
So Glow, yes, that's what she's telling you. So Glow asked in the comments, do y'all think about the snippets I put up and make them as YouTube Shorts? That's what she's telling you to do. So anytime you have a short form video, it should be on YouTube Shorts, it should be on IG Reels, Facebook Reels, and TikTok, okay? So yeah. So Shawana, you did not effectively distract me. I still know what you did. However, I'm going to move on. That wasn't effective at all, but I'm going to move on because I too have to get back into my reels. When my AI went down, baby, I stopped them reels, didn't it? So I need to get back into it. So I'm going to do it this week. I'm actually going to share reels from last week about how to create content that connects because our training this week in the group is creating content to sell. So the trainings will go out at 2:00. They are, I call them a training snack, or I don't remember what I call it. Some kind of virtual snack, value snack is what I think I called it. It takes you no longer than the blog talk to listen to, okay? Now, if you want more, you need to sign up for the workshop, because the workshop is actually going to show you how to take those strategies I teach at 2:00 this week and put them into a 90-day content plan. So sign up for the workshop. It's at shaycannon.com/content. It's the affordable $47 workshop. You're going to leave the workshop with a 90-day content plan, okay? And that happens on Wednesday night. After Wednesday, you will only be able to get the replay and not the live interaction. If you sign up for the workshop, whether you're live or not, you're still going to get the replay, all your bonuses, and your 90-day content planner, okay? So that is that. Stacy's still there laughing at us. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Stay tuned for 2:00 today, where the training is going to run at 2:00. It's already scheduled. I'll already be there. So come on, get this little value snack so you can learn how to create content to sell in addition to. So I want y'all to see how all of this is working together for your good. Last week, I got you ready. Okay. I got you ready with the, now I heard her try to come on and then it disappeared. Post Stacy. Look, that Tanzanian Wi-Fi ain't working for you, baby. It just ain't working over there in Africa. But last week I taught you how to create content that connects, right? This week I'm teaching you how to create content to sell. And the webinar is all about a 90-day content plan, but our blog for this week is the psychology of sales. Now, how are you not going to be ready to create content that gets you some money? How you not going to be ready? Okay. So end it all and round it all out with the workshop. Come and join us. shaycannon.com/content to join the affordable $47 workshop that will end in the 90-day content plan. The last affordable workshop we did was the business planning made easy. The ladies enjoyed it. They got their business planning together. Let me tell you, $47 is not enough for this value. I'm doing it just for y'all. You might want to take advantage, because these same workshops used to be $27 last year. This year, they're $47. By next year, they'll be $97. They're going to keep going up because the value keeps going up. All right. So jump in, $47. All right, guys. Have a great day. We are going over to Heather's writing room, and we'll be back here tomorrow.